Hello dear student, this is Mr. Hussein Ghabris, your technology teacher again. Today we will continue talking about Microsoft Word. Let's start. In today's objective, we're gonna cover how to enter text and correct errors as we type. We're also gonna see how to use autocomplete and autocorrect. Then we're gonna move to select text and move the insertion point. And last, we are gonna talk about how to undo and redo actions. Okay, how to enter text and use autocomplete. Word's autocomplete feature automatically inserts date and other regularly used items. To insert the date, begin typing the month and screen tips will appear. Press enter to accept the screen tip suggestion. As you can see here, we wrote Feb, means February, right? After we do this, screen tip tells you how to enter the rest of the word February. Okay, now we are going to learn how to insert the inside address. Type the addressee's name, street address, and city, state, and zip code, pressing enter after each. If you can notice over here, we have February 15, 2016. Then at the end, we see the Q or opposite P, which is the non-printing character. We spoke about it earlier. On the new line, we have also another one, non-printing character. Then we type Sonia Robbins. Between Sonia and Robbins, you notice there is a dot. This is a non-printing characters, mean space. At the end of it, we have this non-printing character. Then we type 5633 Crystal Lake Road, Baltimore, MD 21204. Here we have blank paragraph between the date and the inside address. See? Non-printing character. At the end, you can notice the insertion point. Afterwards, you can see the non-printing character. Here, we need to enter the salutation and the body of the letter. We saw that earlier. Address the letter and press enter. Begin typing the letter, pressing the space bar between the sentences. We should do that. And enter at the end of the paragraph. That's why we saw earlier the non-printing characters between the words, sentences, and at the end of each sentence, we saw the opposite P or Q. Finally, we need to save our work. So to save your work, click Save button and quick access on the Quick Access toolbar. I already told you about the Quick Access toolbar in my previous lesson. Now I'm going to show you how to do this. Okay. As I told you before, we are going to do the autocomplete when we have a date. For example, if I want to write February, watch carefully. F-E-B-R. Now the word suggests to me the name or the month of February. If I press enter, it will autocomplete February. Okay, let's do the non-printing characters. If I hit space now, it should show me the dot and this character, the other one. Now I'm gonna type 15, 2016. When I hit enter, you see this? Another enter. Sonia Robbins, as I told you earlier, When I hit enter, 5633 Crystal Lake Road, another enter, Baltimore, MD 21204, and I press enter. So this is the addresses, and here is the insertion point. Do you see it blinking? At the end, I need to save it by hitting the save button on the quick access toolbar. Here, correcting errors as we type. If you notice a typing error as soon as you make it, you can press the backspace on the keyboard or the delete keys on the keyboard also to remove your mistake. If we use autocorrect, it will automatically correct common typing errors, such as if we type ADN, it will change it to AN. It will correct it for us. Word draws your attention to potential errors by marking them with wavy underline. We have two types so far. I'm going to talk about them, the red one and the blue one. The wavy red line appears beneath words with no match in words dictionary. Misused words, punctuation errors, problems with possessive and plurals, and grammatical errors are marked with a wavy blue underline. We're going to see this also. Here we have a sample of what we said earlier. Let's start with duplicate word. We have here few. The word put a wavy red underline under few, which tells us there is a duplicate word. Autocorrect change lowercase I to uppercase. Here, at the beginning of the sentence, we should write a capital letter, right? Uppercase. So if we do a lowercase I, it will change it automatically to uppercase I. Spelling error. Here, for example, it should be discuss, but we wrote it discuss. So it also make a red wavy underline beneath it. Here, autocorrect change TEH to the and passport to passport with double S. At the end here of the paragraph, punctuation error. That's why it put a blue underline. Misused word here, two with double O, it should be two with one O. Also, it put a wavy blue underline, which means misused word. How to correct spelling errors? We can just right-click on the misspelled word, select the correct spelling from the shortcut menu. Here we have the discuss. Do you remember that one from the previous slide? If we right-click on it, a new menu will open. Correct spelling of the word on the shortcut menu. So we choose the right one. The first one is discuss, so we just click on discuss and it will correct our spelling error. Hyperlinks. A hyperlink is a text or a graphic you can click to jump to another file or to somewhere else in the same file. It's like a shortcut. The two most common types of hyperlinks are an email hyperlink, which you can click to open an email message to the recipient specified by the hyperlink, or a web hyperlink, which opens a web page in a browser. We're gonna see this also. how to type and remove a hyperlink. Hyperlinks are useful in documents that you plan to distribute electronically. Okay? In a printed documents, blue font and underlines can be distracting, so we don't use them in documents. How to enter an email address hyperlink. To enter an email address hyperlink, first we need to type the email address. For example, isi123@gmail.com. Then press the spacebar or enter key. Word will convert the email address to a hyperlink with a blue font and an underline. How to remove this? If I want to remove this hyperlink, I should do the following. To remove the hyperlink, right-click on the hyperlink, then from the menu that opens, click Remove Hyperlink. This way we remove the hyperlink. I will show you this in a moment. Shortcut menu and mini toolbar. You can right-click items in the Word window to display shortcut menu. Shortcut menu. If you notice here, if I right-click on this hyperlink, a new window will open with a lot of options. Useful options like paste, edit hyperlink, open hyperlink, copy hyperlink, or remove hyperlink, as I told you before. The mini toolbar also appears when you right-click or select text, giving you access, often used formatting. For example, here commands on shortcut menu allow you to interact with item you right-clicked. This is toolbar, mini toolbar. It has, for example, to change the font, type, size, color, highlight, bold, underline, italic, and so on. Insertion point. This one's really easy. Moving the insertion point. How to do that? Keystrokes for moving the insertion point. To move the insertion point, left or right, one character at a time, I have to press the arrows on the keyboard, left or right. Up and down, I have to use up and down arrows. I told you this one's really easy. Left or right one word at a time, I should use this shortcut. I hold Control on the keyboard plus the arrow if it is left or right. It depends where I need to go. To the beginning or to the end of the current line, home or end. These buttons are on the keyboard. To the beginning or to the end of the document, Control plus home or Control plus end. To the previous screen or to the next screen, page up or page down. Also, these are buttons on the keyboard. To the top or to the bottom of the document, I have to hold Alt plus Control plus page up. This will take me to the top of the document. Now, if I want to go to the bottom of the document, I have to hold Alt plus Control plus page down. Now we are going to talk about using the undo and the redo command. I told you about this in the last session when we were in the class, correct? To undo or reverse the last thing you did in the document, you can click the undo button on the quick access toolbar. All of you know what is the quick access toolbar, correct? It's on the top left corner of the document or the file, in Word, of course. To restore your original change, we have to use the redo button, reverses the action of the undo button, or redoes the undo. We're going to apply this when we are in the class. Finally, we have some tips to keep in mind, and we have to do this every time we need to type a document. Proof reading a finished document. So whenever we finish a document, we have to proof reading it. which mean after a document is typed, it needs to be proofread from start to finish. So we have to read it from the beginning till the end to correct all our mistakes. Correct all spelling and grammar errors. Remove all incorrect error indicators such as those on people's name by right-clicking on the word as I told you before, or words in the question, and choosing ignore once or ignore all if I want to ignore all the mistakes. But don't do that because we need to fix our mistakes, not ignore them. I hope you enjoyed our lesson today, and we're gonna do all of these inside the class on our next session. Thank you and stay safe.